Hello, lovely ones. Welcome in. This is Cleo Ra, appealing to the divine nature in any human who stumbles across my channel. You might not even see yourself as human. You might already know a few things about a few things. But anyway, welcome in. I'm going to zone into the etheric realm and we're going to see what message is needed today. Now, they're putting it in my head to do it a bit different, a completely different spread, and for a totally different reason. Okay, so I'm going to do a reading about the house someone represents, and what this means is I feel like soul group messages are going to come out here. Okay, so this is going to appeal to the nature of people who've been on this planet a long time, and you know, you've been incarnating with your soul group on the cosmic stage for a long time. And this will either resonate completely or not at all. But if you've been guided here, there could be something here for you, even if it's just inspiration, right? So I'm going to zone in now. Thank you for your protection, angels. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you to the deities who protect and stand by my side, and to any being in non-physical who represents the Most High God in love. I welcome in clear messages for whoever may need it at this time. Okay, thank you in advance for your love and guidance. Let's see what's coming out on this one. Okay, we've got the Nine of Swords straight out, but this is a historical reading, okay, because this is, you know, that they're making me do this in a very different way. So this is going to be a storyline about a group of people who've been living certain lives, right? A certain preference for action, adventure, perhaps that which we would call warfare. But you know, these are the kind of movies you have enjoyed making with your soul group. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords, the Chariot, the King of Swords, and the Three of Cups. So straight away I'm getting this storyline about a soul group who love to escape from sticky situations. You know, the Chariot with the Nine of Swords, I feel like your soul group have really been challenged to keep a clear head, right, in the most crazy storylines. And you could see it as movies, right? Art imitates life. And whoever this reading is for, your soul group love, and I mean, when I say love, I mean some of us are ambitious from a non-physical perspective, right? You guys adore getting yourself out of sticky situations that would destroy most people, but there's more of a thrill of victory when you do this with the Chariot. There's something very thrilling about being able to do certain types of movies on the real life cosmic stage that other humans would not be able to do, right? This is about covering bases that others wouldn't be able to cover. So you could compare it to maybe a romantic comedy. Yeah, there are loads of actors doing romantic comedies, but then you get those rare actors who are real thespians who like a role that's more challenging, and that's what I'm getting here. We've got the Three of Cups here, the backstage card for the Three of Cups, because there's another one in this deck that's in full color. So your soul group have really challenged themselves in various incarnations to keep a clear head with the King of Swords and to somehow find victory by digging yourselves out of the most crazy, heinous situations, right? And you've done this by pulling on the non-physical support that you've had and that we always have. So let's have a look what energy is flowing through this storyline, because this is quite impressive, okay? These are energies of people who, they don't want a boring old life on earth. They want those challenging storylines. They want something interesting. Their soul craves something new and different, and something to be hard-headed about, because there's something really hard-headed about this King of Swords, right? Being able to keep your head clear no matter where you are. Okay, you could have been in prisoner of war camps. That's the kind of storylines I'm getting here, and I really feel like you pride yourselves on being able to keep that clear connection to the divine, keep your minds very sharp, because we've got a lot of air on the table with the swords, and to ride to victory eventually, right? To maintain your sovereignty, to maintain the connection of the higher self in the vessel, no matter what kind of situations you've been in. And they're showing me a ship, a big old wooden pirate ship, that you've been in shipwrecks and stuff like that, right? They're showing me Castaway with Tom Hanks. Like, you guys have been in those, tingling me up like crazy. They're showing me shipwrecks and giving me Tom Hanks as a reference in Castaway, where he had to make that decision to create his own raft and put all his hope in the universe, put all his hope and faith and, oh my God, into the universe, hoping against hope that if he went out onto the ocean in that tiny little raft, that someone would find him, right? So there's a big, strong emphasis on relying on your intuition, relying on the feelings you get. When you get that feeling to move at a certain time, to put your raft on the water at a certain time. You know, if that character that Tom Hanks had played hadn't have got out onto the water the moment he did, he would have missed the ship, right? So there's something about instincts being really important to your soul group, and keeping a clear head in nightmarish situations, okay? Remembering your sovereignty, remembering your divinity, remembering the house you represent is what matters to you. And you know, on this card, we've got a castle in the background. So it's no coincidence that they literally told me to do a spread like this, and we've got a castle on the table, right? So this is interesting. I feel like the house you represent spiritually is so important to you. Getting victory for your true soul group, getting victory for your spiritual family is the most important thing for all of you. And I'm getting that, you know, some of you have incarnated in random places and had to, you know, really find your way back home with this Two of Wands here, you know, feeling isolated, feeling alone, but somehow managing to retain your dignity, to retain that glowing energy of knowing deep down that you matter to people somewhere, that there's a family that absolutely adore you, respect you, revere you, that you can never be disconnected from, even if it feels like you're so far away from them in the physical. Or maybe you put yourself in a life where you were born into a situation where everyone was telling you you were worthless, but you had this feeling, you had this spark, you had this family tied to your heart spiritually forever, for infinity. We cannot destroy these bonds, because these are people who are us and we are them. People you share the same higher self with. So they are other versions of you, right? People you've even... This is hard to explain. We can be in a vessel and be a certain person, and then in the next life, because our consciousness has expanded so vastly, we have to split off into two different vessels. Hence this idea of twin flames, which for the most part is, you know, people are very codependent when it comes to this twin flame thing, right? It kind of cheapens the whole idea of having spiritual family who are always connected to you, no matter where you may be dotted on the face of the earth. But let's get some more cards and we'll see what's coming out for this reading. There's this beautiful sense of victory on this Chariot card. Like, you have to win, you have to get the victory for your family. And you know what, I feel like there's this energy of the win is in the devotion, the win is in knowing you're valuable, because a lot of these challenging situations are like, they're testing your sense of self, right? They're testing what you think about yourself on a deep spiritual level. Can you still maintain your hope and faith in source energy, in the higher powers, in that which we call God? Can you still feel valuable in the worst of situations? And I'm getting that that's the victory every time in any incarnation that you manage to raise your heart up to a high frequency. You were being cheered and celebrated and joined by non-physical energies that gave you that feeling, you know, that precious feeling of mattering, of being loved, and of belonging. Let's have a look. Energies flowing through. Show me. The Eight of Pentacles. So you could have been the one, right? You could be the one in your soul group, excuse me, who ventures out, right? Because they're showing me this is like your soul group. This represents your soul group, right? But they're saying you could have been the one who ventured out ahead of your soul group. You could be the one who's like, do you know what? I'm going to drop down into Earth. I'm going to go through the dimensional portal first, and you lot can follow me. So I feel like you've put yourself in some heavy situations so that you can kind of plant your flag on the Earth plane and then let the magnetism do its work, you know? We've got the Four of Wands on the table here. Let's have a look. Homecoming, right? I feel like the victory for you in every lifetime has been to come home, to remember that the energy will guide you if you follow how you feel. And I feel like your soul group must be pretty damn good at this, right? For this energy to be coming out on the table. Show me one more. Knight of Wands. There's a lot of daring. You've got a lot of daring in your soul group. And we've got the 8 of Cups on the table, which is interesting. I'm going to get another one for this 8 of Cups. Funnily enough, it's called the 8 of Sea, because this deck is very unique. They don't do it in terms of cups. They do sea, they do fire, earth. One more, please. You want this one. Yeah, look at this 5 of Sea, the 5 of Cups. So you're a brazen one, okay? You've chosen to sort of go into situations where you felt so alone, you felt emotionally barren, you felt like, who the hell have I got and what the hell is life all about? But that's what you wanted to challenge yourself with. You wanted to see if you could maintain that faith and keep the faith even in the most heinous of situations. Let's grab another deck to clarify, because this is interesting. What they're telling me here with this 4 of Fire, 4 of Wands energy, is that no one can get home if they don't believe in it. No one can find their way home, because if you disconnect from your heart in any of these situations, you are essentially buggered, right? As we would say in the UK, you cannot disconnect from your heart space and still have that internal GPS guiding you, right? So your challenge right here, and it's funny they gave me Castaway, and now we've got all these watery energies. I mean, you can't get more castaway than that, can you, for an image? But your challenge has been to keep a clear head, a clear heart, keep your heart tuned into the non-physical, despite a feeling of being cast away, despite a feeling of being out of your depth. I feel like your goal has been to always remember the house you represent, remember the energy of the people you love, and get back home, right? I'm hearing front runner with this 8 of Pentacles. Like, you like being an adventurous one. You like jumping out into mad situations. You like doing the risky business. All right, so interesting. Show me 4 of Wands energy, please, Spirit. Show me. 10 of Swords. Wow. Show me one more. There's this energy of when all else has been removed from your life, when everyone else has turned their back on you, when everyone else has betrayed you or backstabbed you or hurt you, these are the ones who remain. The ones who you cannot separate from energetically. Even if you're alone on a desert island, these people are part of your soul. Every move you make, every step you take, every breath you breathe in tandem with these people, okay? And they've always got this feeling of waiting for you, wondering about you, worrying about you, wondering where you are with this 7 of Pentacles, craving you, right? Holding the fort for you. So there's this very instinctive bond between soul group members and spiritual family members where they always miss you when you're not home. They really do. And you know, the human journeys we have to go through, they're kind of saying to me here, if you knew how many people loved you and how many people were waiting for you and holding the fort for you and caring about you and wondering, are they okay? Even on a subconscious level, okay? Because these are people who've been with you for eons. These are the other parts of yourself, right? So they're always missing you and craving you and waiting for you to come back through the gates, back home, right? That constant pining and worrying and wondering. Let's have a look. I feel like you've been cast adrift. I feel like you chose to, this could even be this life that you're in. You chose to be at a distance from your soul group to see if you could follow that internal GPS back home. You chose to be the one who was different. You see, you chose to play that role of the one who's like, okay, I'll be born in the wrong country. Some of you might have heard Cryon talking about how there'll be one spiritual family member who's born in the wrong country and they crave to go back home where all the other members of their soul group are. And that's the kind of energy I'm getting here. And I feel like you chose to be the one who'd be born in the wrong place. And the challenge was to keep the faith. And I feel like this could be something that's ongoing for someone out there. The challenge is to keep the faith, Keep that heart tuned in to positivity, powerful positivity, knowing you are non-physically surrounded by love. We can't escape it. We might as well face it. We're addicted to love, right? And this is about you tuning your way home, tuning your mind onto the right timeline and getting on home where you belong. Two of Swords. Sometimes it might feel like you don't have any support, right? When the consciousness goes to a frequency, fairly low frequency, maybe when you're having a bad day or you're going through maybe, you know, bouts of depression or whatever. We all go through it as humans. They're saying you don't always feel this energy, you don't always feel this love, but it is there, right? And, you know, we've got the land on the back of the Two of Swords. Sometimes you feel like you've got nobody. Sometimes you feel like you're alone, right? You've got to be defensive. You've got to... Maybe there's a sense of waiting for these people to come and get you. But I feel like it's your challenge to get to the land over here, especially with this world on this Two of Wands. It feels to me like it's your challenge to get home and to get wherever in the world your soul family are, your spiritual family. And sometimes you don't see this. Sometimes it doesn't feel like you've got this energetic support, you know? But it is there. But they're saying no waiting, no waiting. So that's a message for somebody. I don't know what that means. Maybe they're telling me waiting in vain, right? Seven of Cups. It was hidden in here for some bizarre reason. It's an illusion that you don't have people that love you. For someone out there who's listening to this, it always feels like we're alone when we're physically alone and we're not tuned into non-physical because we, you know, our brain chemistry is dipped down. But you chose this. You chose to challenge yourself to keep the faith and to get to these far off lands and to go home where you belong, right? To be brave with the Knight of Wands energy, the fire tom. There we go. Look at this. So it's sort of like 3D mode with the Two of Swords. Feeling alone, indulging in those animalistic human feelings of, oh, maybe no one loves me, what am I doing on this planet? But when you tune in to source energy, when you get your crown chakra activated, Ace of Swords energy, it all makes sense for you. Then you are crowned with this energy. Same as this Chariot card here. Then you become fully confident, I'm getting. You feel differently. You can feel who you truly are when you are at a high frequency, a high vibration. But you've been through a lot here with the Five of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Lots of things you've had to walk away from. Lots of challenges. Feeling cast out, left out. Feeling like you don't fit in where you actually are. Well, that's because you don't fit in where you actually are. You fit in at home with your true family, with the house that you represent. Let's see, clarify this for me. If you felt instability or confusion and you're watching this and it resonates, if you're getting tingles, you were supposed to feel confused and imbalanced. Two of Pentacles energy. And look at this again. Look. Four of Cups. With the Ten of Pentacles. Of course you're going to feel cast out and adrift if you're in the wrong country or the wrong place. And you know deep down you belong with this beautiful, wealthy, secure, supportive, loving, bright, radiant, golden, spiritual family. Of course you're going to feel like Tom Hanks on that desert island. Because you literally are. You are literally cast away. And this is what you chose for yourself to see if you could make it home. I'm loving this. I'm loving this reading. So the instability is normal. Of course you're not supposed to feel happy and content when your soul isn't where it wants to be, right? That's your internal guidance system. Your beautiful divine internal guidance system telling you what you prefer and where you would really belong, right? There we go. Eight of Pentacles again. This is your spiritual work, right? From top to bottom. They're showing me these as like the chakra system. When your chakra system is aligned and bright and radiant, when you're tuned in, turned on, tapped in, you know, the way Abraham says it. I can never get that right. You're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. That's it. That's it. Then you know who you are. Then you know where you belong. Then the spiritual work becomes easy. And I feel like this is a message for someone. It's very important that you realize you chose these harsh conditions so that you would be left with no other choice but to go for gold, but to believe in your dreams, to believe in magic, to really know and believe that you've got an internal GPS constantly guiding you to your true north in the right direction. And this is a very successful family. This is a very well-established family, because they too have earned lots of juju points, right? Lifetime to lifetime, being masters at things that others wouldn't dare attempt. You know, most of the souls in non-physical, they want to come to earth and they want to pick the hottest bodies and live the most basic 3D ideas of success. They want to be rich and hot, and that's all they care about. They don't really care about spiritual development, but they have free will. They can try out all the different roles they want on the cosmic stage, and then their spirit guides will be like, come on, don't you want to branch out? Don't you want to see what it feels like to play a different bloody character for one lifetime? And I'm getting that you lot are ballsy. You lot have got this militant gumption where you're like, do you know what? The movies we are creating for our spiritual family are gonna be badass. They're gonna be unique. They're gonna be the best scripts, the best actors, or the best players in the game, right? Because you lot in your soul group, you know you can do things that other souls wouldn't dare do. You know that, and you love that, okay? So they want me to really drill it into someone. You love this. It might not feel like it when you're down in the dumps, but you do, okay? And the more further down you go, the better it feels when you jump on up. And you know this at some level. I can feel this. Show me King of Swords. Death energy, transformation, letting the harshest things transform you into, oh, this is like an energy of like, almost like a Terminator, RoboCop, badass kind of avatar level player of the game. You love the Scorpio depths. You love those 8th house energies that most people fear. You don't fear it. You plan it out on a plutonic level with death energy. And Pluto is at the top of the tree of life, remember? This keeps coming up for me in my readings. So the ones who go for the heaviest circumstances, knowing they've got the gumption and the power and the faith, and knowing, you know, they've got the ability to be thrilled by this, you get a lot of loot, okay? Your etheric world that you've built is beautiful. The castles you have in non-physical are absolutely beautiful and divine and eternal. So the worlds we build non-physically, etherically, when we're in our etheric state, oh, they're so gorgeous. And they're so stable. And you've earned a lot of juju on the earth plane, as well as the other members of your soul group, so you can take it back etherically and earn lots of energy, right? To build with, to build your eternal world with, right? And there's no trick in the universe. No one gets free shit. If we want to earn this energy, we have to earn the bloody energy. We have to dive into situations and test ourselves and do all that cool avatar level game player stuff, right? We have to be militant. We have to be tough. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. Not for long anyway, you know. Have a funny 5 minutes, have a cup of coffee, and then get badass again. That's the energy I'm getting from you and your soul group. Nothing phases you, even if it would phase other people. Ace of Cups, 9 of Swords. What's going to win out? You're going to let some nightmare win, or you're going to let this beautiful, endless energy of love guide you, right? To your north, guiding you home. Everyone's got their own internal GPS, and everyone has somewhere that they belong, right? And, you know, this love is guiding you. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. Corner to corner, right? I'm getting Maya, Ghetto Superstar, from one corner to another, right? Love that song. So you lot could consider yourselves like some sort of ghetto superstars, or, you know, some sort of superstar soul group. Because you've got to remember, the non-physical beings are watching these storylines while you live them out. They're seeing how faithful you're going to be. Are you going to remember what you told yourself you would remember before you got here? Because that's the challenge for all souls on this earth. How good can we make our connection to that non-physical part of us? How sharp can we be tuned in? How much love do we have? Because there's no shortcuts. Your heart is either loving and powerful and will give you all your instincts and guidance, or not, right? So you're being watched obviously by ancestors. There's a lot of interested parties watching your specific soul group, because I'm getting superstar soul group. You get a lot of non-physical watchers on your trip, on your cosmic movies that you're creating with your soul family. Queen of Cups energy. There's only one thing for you. Nothing else will satisfy you except for getting home to your castle, getting back in where you fit in, being where you belong. So much love flowing on the table with the Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups, and this is what's luring you down the road. It's like the golden carrot being dangled right in front of your face. Anything else we need to know, Spirit, before I wrap this up? What does this superstar soul group really need to know? Cards are going crazy. Okay, reaffirmation of the Nine of Swords. Don't overthink this. Feel your way, okay? The roses are significant. And that's why we have roses on the Nine of Swords, because everything happens internally in the mind. If we can control our mind and remember the good stuff, we get our direction again. We get our bearings again. King of Wands energy. Being the leader. Not waiting for other people to lead you, but you being the leader, because you are. There's something about you being the leader of your soul group, or being an energy that everyone else follows, right? So it's funny, we can feel like we are alone and blah, 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 but we are responsible for people who look up to us. It's kind of a parental energy I'm getting from this. Like, you can't afford to be stuck in Nine of Swords energy because there are too many people banking on you, waiting for you to bring your loving heart back home to the castle. That's what I'm getting. So I'm getting Godspeed. Godspeed. I hope this reading inspires somebody, gives someone the clarity they need about their choices and all of that good stuff, because look at this intuition with the High Priestess. This is about you leading with your intuition, letting that fire and passion and love pull you all the way home, because they're waiting for you. All right, so I hope this reading's helped. Big kisses to you and your superstar soul group. Mwah.